Good morning, everyone. Welcome. My name is Menachem Creditor. It's my honor to serve as scholar in residence and rabbi for UJA Federation of New York. We bring you Torah and music, blessing, and community every weekday. We've been doing so since March 18th, 2020. Today it is March 27th, 2026. More than 6 years of Torah every single weekday morning with friends from all over the world who just want to say good morning. John and Penny, Scott and Jonathan, good to see you. Thank you, Penny. It is broadcast 1518. Safta Stieber, nice to see you. Susie, Boker Tov friends. Shabbat Shalom, it's nice to see you. Let's see who's here on Facebook so we can join platforms to create community. Linda, nice to see you too. Kate, welcome. Hope that you are doing well. Cecile and Cheryl, Karen, good morning. Good morning, good morning. All right, let me get a guitar. We're going to sing a bracha. We're going to learn some Torah. Amy, welcome. Hi, Penny. On both platforms. Very impressive. Deborah, nice to see you. Okay. Amy, tomorrow is your grandson's bar mitzvah. Mazel tov. This Torah is for him and for your family. Hi, Jack. Hi, Sharon. Nice to see you. Hi, Barry. Hi, Eileen. La 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 la, diddy la 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 la, diddy la 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 la, ay la la la. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, melech haolam. במיתותיו וזיוונו לעסוק בדברי תורה, לעסוק בדברי תורה, הפוך בה והפוך בה, לעסוק בדברי תורה. It's good to see all of you. Hope that you and yours are safe and well. This is a very special Shabbat that begins tonight and tomorrow. It's called Shabbat Hagadol, the Great Shabbat. Traditionally speaking, it's a really interesting thing. We wouldn't hear rabbis give a sermon the way that we've become used to it, or a drash or a speech. Those would happen actually just twice a year, for Shabbat Shuvah, the Shabbat just before Yom Kippur, and for Shabbat Hagadol, which is the Shabbat just before Pesach. And both of those times, it would be more about halachic instruction than it would be about something spiritual or Torah-based. The idea of weekly drashes or rabbi talks is fairly modern. What would a rabbi talk about before Yom Kippur? The necessity of doing tshuva, making sure that the community understood the urgency and the techniques for repentance. But for Pesach, the rules of Pesach would actually be the great emphasis of the rabbi's talk today. But the name Shabbat Hagadol doesn't come from the necessity for those instructions. That's a more modern imposition. Kind of the halachic emphasis is typical of a community that leans in towards observance as the way to accessing God. But the name Shabbat Hagadol is much more ancient than that. It's bigger than halacha, though the tradition is beautiful. We read a very special haftarah, the prophetic reading that follows the Torah reading, Shabbat mornings. And this one is from Malachi, from the book of Malachi in the prophets. And the final two verses of the haftarah, this is chapter 3, verses 23 and 24. I want to read the Hebrew because they're so beautiful. They're just so beautiful. And you'll hear the word gadol. Hine anochi sholeach lachem et Eliyahu hanavi. Here I will send before you, to you, Elijah the prophet. Lifnei bo yom Adonai hagadol v'hanora. Before the day of God comes, hagadol, the great day, v'hanora, and awesome. Now that day is a very complicated day being described, because ultimately, according to prophetic visions, that could be a day of destruction, a great day of great calamity. But that's not the final verse of the Haftarah, nor is it the final verse of this chapter. The last verse is what happens on the day. What will happen on that day? V'heishiv lev avot al banim, v'lev banim al avotam. And the hearts of parents will be returned to their children, and their children's hearts will return to their parents. It is a gorgeous description of what is supposed to happen on that great day. On that great day, people will love each other again. Families will feel love again. It's an exquisite description of what will happen on that great day. And so, yes, I do hope that we get Pesach right, but I'm not really sure how to describe that when it comes to halakha, the Jewish law. Yes, there are things we do. There are things we're supposed to get right. I hope we get them right. We'll do our best. But what matters most is what the verses for which this Shabbat is named point to, which is the chance to return our hearts to one another. Reconciliation is too simple an English word. V'heishiv levavot, let us return our hearts to one another. What could be bigger than that? What could be more gadol? What could be bigger? I haven't played this song in a very long time. I haven't even practiced it. But there's a beautiful melody for this song. Hine anochi sholeach lachem et Eliyahu hanavi lifnei bo yom Hashem Hagadol v'hanora. I'm sending you Elijah the prophet before that great day. Maybe he's the one who will teach us how to love each other again. Maybe if we remember how to love each other again, we won't need him so much. Hine anochi sholeach lachem et Eliyahu hanavi lifnei bo yom Hashem Hagadol v'hanora. V'heishi levavot al banim v'lev banim al avotam. V'heishi levavot al banim v'lev banim al avotam. As Arlene said, we will welcome it into our homes on Wednesday night. But I gotta say, friends, if we know that the way forward is love, if we know that Elijah the prophet, who's supposed to tell us things will be better, shows up with a message of love, that we'll remember how to approach each other with open hearts, why wait till Wednesday night? It's Shabbat Hagadol. Let's make it a truly great Shabbat. Let's open our hearts to each other. Hine anochi sholeach lachem et Eliyahu hanavi lifnei bo yom Hashem Hagadol v'hanora. V'heishiv levavot Heishi levavot, levavot albanim, levanim alavotam. Heishi levavot, levavot albanim, levanim alavotam. Alai, 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 Rabbis would only speak twice during the year. And remember the language that we just sang. V'heshiv levavot, v'heshiv, and return. The other time rabbis would speak was just before Yom Kippur, and the message there is tshuva, return. We will always be in need of these reminders. We are people, and the world can be complicated, and relationships always are too. But if we get this right, this one essential core truth, that an open heart can change the world, that would be a great day. Let's send our hearts to the east, friends. Our beloved family is having a very hard time. Let's open our hearts for them. Kol hod balevav penima nefesh Yehudi homia ulefate mizrach kadima ayin letzion Sophia od lo avda tikvateinu התקווה בת שנות 2000 להיות עם חופשי בארצנו ארץ ציון וירושלים להיות עם חופשי בארצנו ארץ ציון Virushalayim. Am Yisrael Chai. Shabbat Shalom, my friends. See you on Monday.